Hey guys, welcome to this video. Siddharth Rachak here, speaking to you from my beautiful home office here. And in this video, I'm actually going to share with you some money management tips for digital entrepreneurs. You want to learn how to manage money in a much better way, because you know what? It's not about making money. That's also important, but it's also about managing money. Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some thoughts on how I got started on this journey of digital entrepreneurship and how I mismanaged my money a lot of times. And then later on, I developed a system now where I manage my money and there's no emotion connected to it. Money is only a form of energy that we use. And the minute I started to get more disciplined with money management, I was able to grow much faster in my business. Okay, so if you have your notepads, pens and papers, grab it right now. And I want to actually welcome a lot of you here who are going to be, tuning in and learning more about money management tips for digital entrepreneurs. Okay, so the first principle that I want to share with you is that money is a form of energy. Okay, and many people have different thoughts and or ideas about money based on their upbringing. So sometimes you may, based on your upbringing, if you have come from a lower middle class or middle class family, the whole aspect of money is very conservative. Like, don't spend too much, don't leave the fans on, switch off the lights in the rooms, conserve money, save money for tomorrow. All of these are pretty much the middle class and lower middle class mindset when it comes to money. Okay, so the same thing when you start a business, and once you're starting to make money, some of these ideologies will start to come in there. But if you're born in an abundant world, let's say you're coming from an affluent family where there was a lot of money, there was a lot of abundance in your life, then your view of money would be very different. So people look at money through the lens of their upbringing or how they've been brought up in their life. Okay, so that's the first principle that I want to share with you. And doesn't matter where you're coming from, I want to give you a system today on how, irrespective of your background, you can start to get more disciplined with money. Okay, because both sides there are pros and cons. The middle class mindset, sometimes people, they don't take those risks to grow in their business. The abundance mindset, when they don't value the money, sometimes the rich kids, when they don't value the money, they go and blow out the money on things that cause their own degradation. Okay, so I've seen both sides of the coin here, and I've understood the principle. So money is a form of energy. There's nothing good or there's nothing bad about it. It's about how you use it and how you're able to look at it and utilize it in the best possible way. Okay. Now, I want to share with you the story which I learned in a seminar. Okay, it was a story of a small girl. Now, this girl, she goes to an ice cream shop and she's with her father, and she asks her father for an ice cream scoop. So the father said, "Okay, I'll get you an ice cream scoop." So they take the ice cream. She goes there. They get a scoop of ice cream, and she's holding the scoop of ice cream. She's just like a toddler, like 3-4-year-old, and they're walking and going, and within like 10 seconds, it slips from her hand and it falls down. Okay, and she starts to cry, and she's like, "My ice cream fell down." So just like any other father, any other parent, the father told her, "Okay, come, let's go back, and I'll get you another one." So they started to walk back to the ice cream shop. Now this girl, she saw something interesting there. There was another banner there which showed a triple scoop ice cream on a cone. And she said, Daddy, I want that ice cream. I want the triple scoop ice cream." Now, honestly speaking, do you think the dad would have bought her that? Okay. Because if she cannot even handle one ice cream scoop, how can she handle 3? So, of course, the father did not get her that. But the principle of this is that if you can't even manage little bit of money, how can you manage a lot of money? Does it make sense? Yeah. Just give a like symbol here or a love symbol if you're watching this on YouTube. Okay. Or just type in the comment box if it makes sense. So money management comes not when you're making a lot of money. Money management comes when you are not having much money. How you're managing the money at that point of time. Even if you're making 10,000 bucks, even if you're making like 5,000 rupees, how you manage your money is more important. And I'll give you all a system for that. Okay. So as a digital entrepreneur, you have to start thinking in terms of money management right from day number 1. Okay. So what is the money management system? The first thing is you need to be 100% compliant on your regulations, your country's laws, your state's laws, and everything as far as your operations are concerned, because I'm talking now to digital entrepreneurs. Okay, I'm not talking to anybody who's just watching this right now. If you're an entrepreneur, if you want to be a digital entrepreneur, get compliant. So for example, in my case, I set up my own GST number, I set up my current account, I got all the compliances in place 100% right from day one when I started the business. And most CAs would tell, if you're making money online, the CAs would tell you, hey, until you reach 40 lakhs of income or whatever, they have a threshold that don't go and set up your GST, just go with a OPC or a MSME certification or something. But my mindset was slightly the opposite, because they're also right. They say more from a tax saving perspective. They say don't go full compliant. But in my case, I went compliant from day one because I wanted to start thinking like a person who's already going to achieve that goal. That's point number one. And I wanted to start getting the discipline of paying my taxes on time before the 20th of every month in India. Now, if you're watching this from in a different country, it may be different for you, but the principle is the same, is to be compliant from day number one and to treat it like a business. Because if you treat your business like a business, it will treat you back like a business. If you treat your business like a hobby, it will treat you back like a hobby. Does it make sense? So as far as money management is concerned, is besides the first concept that I told you, which is, the money management is starts with even small amounts of money. The next step is to get compliant, set up a current account, set up a business account. And how I operate the money right now is very, it's something that I learned from my mentor. Okay, my mentor does $1 million per month, over $1 million a month. And he is a master of, traffic and conversion and systems. And while he was talking about how he manages his money, that really grabbed my attention, because then I realized that the reason that he was successful was not just because he was making the money, but he knew how to keep that money and multiply that money and experience that money also. So what is the system? The system goes like this. First step is you need to have your business account, your current account. Okay. Be all compliant, set it up with any bank that you are comfortable with. Then you have to divide whatever money comes into that current account. You have to divide it into 5 components, into 5 different bank accounts. This is what I do. I have 5 different savings accounts, which is connected to my name, the same PAN number and everything. Okay. So what are these savings accounts and what is there inside? The first saving account is T for tax. Okay. Tax is the first the first account. So the minute any money hits my main account, 20% I moved over there. GST is 18%. I've just kept a little bit more buffer in case there are bank fees, and then there's income tax also, which I pay once in a year, end of the year. So I just buffer that amount over there. Okay. So 20% goes towards in tax account. Okay. I have a separate account for tax. The second account is a wealth account. Wealth is, there are 2 kinds of wealth. Long-term wealth, that means it's like what I call it, the financial freedom account, where I just put away some money and I don't touch it at all. Okay. That is something which I can never use. And the second one is, it's a sub. It's like under wealth, there are 2 components. One is for spending and one is for not touching. Okay. So right now in this case, I allocate between 15 to 20% divide to both. Okay. Put together. Now the ratios can change, but just note down these 5 elements. Okay. So the wealth account is for you to multiply your wealth, whether you want to invest it into businesses, you want to use some of that wealth money, if you want to use it for your, buying something, long-term saving for spending. So if you want to buy some jewelry, something like that would come under that account. So that account, I don't transact anything. Everything's just sitting over there. And only when there's a need, when it's going to multiply my wealth, I use any money from that bank account. The third bank account is C, charity account. Many people miss out on this. Charity is so important, not only for business owners, even for normal people. And for me, it's a flat 10% of whatever I make in the current account, it just goes into the charity account. Flat 10%. Because if you want to make a lot of money, you have to give what you want to get more of. It creates a flow in this universe. It creates a flow. Okay. So you have to include the element of charity in your money management system. And in my case, I have a separate bank account only for charity. And I have a separate card for that. So whenever I go to temples, when I go to any other place, I want to give, something, I want to buy gifts also for some family members, I just use a charity account. So charity and gifts should come under that account. Okay. Then we have the fourth component, which is the G account for general. Okay, so we have tax, wealth, charity, general. General account is for everything to do with the household. So for example, my rent, my milk bills, my groceries, the shopping that I want to do, anything to run the household. Okay, food, rent, shopping, clothing, outings, fuel, mobile bill. Okay, now mobile bill will come under the other account. Okay, now this is all for living expenses. Personal living expenses would come under general. Okay, and ideally it's good to keep like 40% for this, 30 to 40%, and remaining you divide it across the others. I'll give you like a basic division, but again, depending on how much income you're making and how much your expenses is, those ratios will change. You'll have to just tweak it and adapt it for yourself. Okay, so coming back to the pointers, number 4 is G. G covers all the general expenses. And the last component is O for operations. You need to have a business operations account, operations expenses. Okay, now my business operations, I run it from my current account itself. I also have set up another current account just to differentiate and move things alongside. So it's the same company, but I have a separate current account only for my business operations. All the others are savings accounts. Okay, so for my tax it's a savings account. For my for my charity it's a savings account. For the charity, for the wealth, the savings account. For general is a savings account, and for my other business operations is the current account. Okay, now business operations, all my business expenses, like my mobile phone bills, my internet bills, the ads expenses, the tools. I spend a lot on tools and advertising and Google ads, Facebook ads, and anything to run the business. Even if I'm buying, let's say, this microphone, okay, if I'm buying any gear which is for the business sake, all of that will be spent only from that account. So even when it comes to tracking and when I'm doing my accounts, I'm able to see very clearly from where the spends are going. I don't mix up any of the debit cards, any of the stuff. I want to make sure that each account is spent in that way. Okay, so everything comes into the receivable account, the current account, and from there it goes everywhere. So once in a week I do the allocations into the other accounts, and only if there's money I would use. So that way there is no emotion connected to this. Okay, there is no, you're not emotional about it. It becomes a very rational money management system. And if you follow this, I'm telling you, your life will change like crazy. Many people, they are not able to make money because of that little girl example that I gave you. They're not able to handle one scoop of ice cream. How can they handle many scoops of ice cream? Okay, I was able to grow like 100 times in my business in the last 14 months. I'm literally saying 100x. If I was making X amount, I did 100x of that exactly in 14 months. It's because of diligent money management without being emotionally attached to money. Money is just a form of energy. If you use it properly, you'll get more of it. If you give in charity, you'll get more of it. If you keep aside for wealth and build that energy of wealth, where you're not touching money, that means you're not emotionally connected to the money. You're not going to wastefully spend it in some other places. Okay, so just to recap: T, W, C, G, and O. Tax, wealth, charity, general, and operations. Now you can break it down. Tax can be 20%. Maybe if you're starting off wealth, you keep 10%. So 30% goes there. Charity, you can start with maybe 5%, or even keep it 10%. So it is 20, 10 is 40% is gone. Then you keep another 40% for living expenses. Okay, so 80% is gone, and the last 20% you keep for your business expenses, for your tools and all of that. Okay, now my ratio is very different. Okay, my general is very less, and I have a lot of money in my business operations, and lots of money is going to the wealth account right now. So, and of course, charity will still remain. So I hope all of you found this video useful. Was it useful? Just type super useful in the comment box. Yeah, just type super useful, because this is the system that I'm using, which I got from my mentor, Vic Strizes. In fact, what I want to do is, how many of you would like to learn this exact system? Yeah, if you want to learn this exact system, I'm going to give you a link now, and you can go and learn it directly from my mentor. He's got a course called Wealth Creation Blueprint. Go to this link that you see over here. Okay, there's a link over here which says sids.co/wealthy, and go and check it out. Okay, it's a free course. It's called Wealth Creation Blueprint, where you'll be learning much deeper on the 5 categories that I told you about money management. So as a digital entrepreneur, I mentioned earlier on, it's not about the making money part, it's about the managing money part. And if you manage it properly, you'll start to get a lot of results. Okay, and one more thing I want to mention as far as a tip is concerned. Okay, find a good auditor. Find somebody who's fast to work with you, who's quick at pulling up reports, and who's really quick at making things happen for you. Okay, because if you have a good auditor, like in my case, I have a good auditor. By the 10th of every month, I download all my bank statements and I send it out to her. And then she works out all the GST numbers and she tells me, okay, this is the GST you got to pay before the 20th. And I say, cool. And everything is sitting in my tax account. So as soon as she gives me that number, I send her. In fact, I paid GST well in advance. Okay, I send the money out to her and then she makes the payment to the government, and keeping all the books intact. Okay, I want to give you one more resource right now. And if you want to manage your money really well, there's a there's a good website by Intuit. You should check this out. Go to mint.com. You can see a mint.com. It's one of the best money management systems that I've seen. They have a direct access to most of the Indian banks if you're watching. So you can just log in, connect to your bank account. It's safe and it's secure. And why I like it, it integrates all my bank accounts. So all my 6 bank accounts, all the transactional data comes into one place. And then I'm able to set budgets over there. And once I set budgets, then I can add the transactions. The transactions automatically get pulled in from the bank account, and then I can put that into the right categories. So every month when I sit in the beginning of the month, I'll be able to see the patterns. I can see patterns like where have I spent more? Okay, where have I spent less? And which are the unbudgeted expenses that has happened. So the next month I'll be able to tighten out the screws there and manage the money better. So money management is it's a daily process. If you ask me, it is not even a weekly or monthly process. It's a daily process. Daily, if you're able to just keep things intact and treat money with respect, okay, and use it for the best possible usage, it's going to come back to you. And of course, many people think that making money and managing money is not about experiencing money. And that's a very important part. You have to experience money. For me, I have a separate account besides this, just like a play account. A play account is where if I want to go and buy some stuff, if I want to go out to a restaurant, I mean, that comes under my general. But I have another account which is more for like experiencing the money, like vacations, staycation. Sometimes I go and just live in a 5-star hotel for 2 nights, just like that, just to experience that money. Okay, because sometimes if you're only working and if you're not experiencing the money, then what's the use of making the money? You become like a robot, just making money. So you have to follow all of these things. So if you're a saver, learn how to spend. If you're a spender, learn how to save. Okay, if you think you are very spiritual and all that stuff beyond money, start to manage the money in this format, because then even for giving charity you need money. And if you've been avoiding money and if you just think I don't want to get into all of this, then you better get into this, because one day it will hit you really hard when you don't have any money or whatever. And because money respects people who respect it. It's as simple as that. Okay. So I hope you found this useful. I'm going to be signing off right now. Once again, I just want to give you the link to the course. Go to sage.co/wealthy and go and check out this course by my mentor, who'll teach you more in depth on how to manage your money and following the TWCGO system that I shared. Okay, so hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. If you're already subscribed, that's cool. Hit the bell button to get notified on future updates. And what else do I want to mention? Okay, let's see if anyone has any questions, I will probably answer. You can just type it in the comment box and I'll respond back to it if I can. Okay, cheers, God bless, and keep watching out for more of my videos, and wish you a prosperous year ahead. Bye bye.